Namaste viewers, welcome to Jnana Degula channel. Uh, there was one more question as to the previous video. The question was that how does it compare, or what is the difference between Upanishad Yoga Darshana and Patanjali Yoga Darshana? They are both Yoga Darshanas, but how is it different from different each? How they are different? So that is Upanishad Yoga Darshana as seen by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. How does it compare, or how is it different from Patanjali Yoga Darshana? We'll go to the details, but before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. We have tried to answer this question to the best of our abilities. Readers, viewers, they can put their comments, some add-on if they have any other differences, any other things to say in the comment box. Now we are trying to tabulate this, the feature and the Upanishad Yoga Darshana as seen by Adi Shankaracharya, and the Patanjali Yoga Darshana. The philosophical base, under this philosophical base, under the Upanishad Yoga Darshana, it is Vedanta, that is especially Advaita, that's non-duality. But Patanjali Yoga Sutra Darshana, it is Sankhya, that is dualistic philosophy. To a certain extent, that is dualistic philosophy. And the core idea of yoga in the Shankaracharya's Upanishad Yoga Darshana, it is realization that Atman is Brahman. That means self is one with the Supreme. That is the core idea. But in the Patanjali Yoga Darshana, it is cessation of mental modifications. Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Cessation of mental modifications to isolate Purusha from Prakriti. That is the core idea there. Of course, the ultimate goal in the Upanishad Yoga Darshana is liberation, Moksha through knowledge, that is Jnana. Moksha and Jnana. Of course, Patanjali's Yoga Darshana, he calls it as Kaivalya, that is absolute isolation of Purusha from matter. It is Purusha and matter, they both are totally different. Kaivalya is absolute isolation between Purusha and matter. In the Upanishad Yoga Darshana by Adi Shankaracharya, that is Advaita philosophy, the method used is self-enquiry, Dhyana Yoga, then Dhyana, meditation on Dhyana, Nididhyasana, Om, contemplation on Om, and Nididhyasana. Now in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, he speaks of Eightfold path, Ashtanga Yoga. He speaks very elaborately about Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are all the 8 stages. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These 8-fold paths for attaining Kaivalya. This is what his proposition is. Now, on the issue of this role of mind control, in the Advaita by Adi Shankaracharya, it is supportive to make the mind ready for self-knowledge. That is what Adi Shankaracharya as a philosophy tells. Whereas in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is central. It's the core issue. As stopping vrittis, fluctuations, is the primary method. That is chitta vritti nirodha. Stopping the vrittis is the central core there regarding mind control. In the Adi Shankaracharya's non-dual philosophy, the idea of self is Atman is Brahman. That is one unchanging, ever luminous. That is Atman is Brahman. Atman himself is Brahman. Here in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the Purusha is separate from Prakriti, that is matter. Both are eternal but distinct. That is how Patanjali Yoga Sutras gives you an idea that Purusha and Prakriti, they both are separate and they both are distinct, but they are there. Then the path to truth in the Advaita philosophy by Adi Shankaracharya is knowledge and discrimination, viveka, Jnana viveka. These two are the things. Here in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, it is practice, abhyasa and detachment, vairagya. Abhyasa, vairagya. He speaks of these two as the predominant steps to follow to these are the paths to truth. Now, as regards the God, Ishvara, it is Sri Adi Shankaracharya he sees it as a Saguna Brahman. Please note it. He sees Saguna Brahman with attributes, with all those qualities for upasana, for like it's not worshipping, it's upasana. Okay, worshipping. But ultimately transcended to Nirguna Brahman. See, it starts with Saguna and ends up with Nirguna Brahman, that Ishvara. That is how it is seen in the Adi Shankaracharya's narration in this Upanishadic Yoga Sutra. In the case of Patanjali, it is Ishvara is a special Purusha. Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara is a special Purusha. He is not touched by karma, but not necessarily the ultimate Brahman, as by my understanding. Anyway, so this is how I feel it. Ishvara is a special Purusha untouched by karma, but not necessarily the ultimate Brahman. Now, regarding the world, the Jagat, Sri Adi Shankaracharya calls it as Maya. The world is an illusion. And he doesn't see that, and then he says it is ultimately not real, ultimately real. It's only an illusion. But in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, he says the world is real, but distinct from the eternal self. That is Purusha. The world is distinct from this eternal Purusha. So these are all the differences which we thought we could put it in the form of this table. Then there are some overlaps also, like where they overlap. One is importance of meditation. Both Sri Adi Shankaracharya and Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, they emphasize on Dhyana, meditation, as a crucial means to realize the truth. Then both of them, they agree on control over desires. Both of them see detachment, that is Vairagya, and Chitta Shuddhi, mental purity, as necessary for progress. The third common thing is that an inner realization. Both recognize that liberation is an inner awakening, not something external. It is inside, it is not from outside. So to put it simply, Patanjali's yoga is like preparing a calm lake. Once the ripples in the lake, that is thoughts to stop, you can see the Purusha, pure self, reflected clearly. This is how he sees. Whereas in the Adi Shankaracharya's Vedantic yoga, he is like realizing that the lake, the reflection, the seer, they are all the same self. There is nothing other than Brahman. Everything is same. The lake is also same. Reflection, seer, raw, everything is same. This is how Adi Shankaracharya views. Here, Patanjali says once the ripples in that lake, stop, you can see the Purusha. This is how he sees. And some modern analogy, if you have to take, imagine the self as the sun behind the clouds. Patanjali says, clear the clouds, that is vrittis, so you can see the sun, Purusha, clearly. Disengaged from matter, that is how he sees. Adi Shankaracharya says, realize you are the sun. You are the sun. The clouds never really touched you. They only seem to touch you. This is how he views. So this comparison matters today because if you are philosophical and introspective, Shankara's path helps you reflect on non-dual truth. That will help you. If one is a practice-driven and structured way, Patanjali system gives a step-by-step method to purify and still the mind. Now, both ultimately help anyone to transcend suffering, ego and illusion, just through different paths or different lenses. Viewers, with this we conclude this episode. I hope this was quite interesting. We request you to please go through the entire video and then post your comments and post your thoughts on this difference. This was also a question which was raised by one of our viewers. We thought then we will address this. With this we conclude this. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.